Cool, we're live. So as you can see, the because of the background, we are going to talk about Tim Burton.
Yep. Well, I
First,
think
but first, introduce yourself to my audience.
hello. Well, as you know, I am Andreas, pop culture guy. Me and Serene have been, she's been one over at MC Bleeding Edge. That's where we met. I'm the YouTuber, content person slash podcaster. So I'm very, very grateful to be with Serene and talk about Tim Burton and his films. To rank our top 10 favorite films from his filmography. Yeah. And what I do in my channel is like doing pop culture things, movies, TV, and pretty much everything from pop culture. So,
So, what was your first Tim Burton movie?
uh,
That
when my first Tim Burton movie, I guess it has to be either Batman or Beetlejuice. Um, but my like those were probably the ones that I got into Tim Burton. Those like the first word ones. In terms of Tim Burton films. My first Tim Burton film in theaters was Alice in Wonderland. So
oh,
you
I
know,
love that movie.
oh really? Um,
My go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
Okay. I'm a bit nervous because I don't have the others, so it's a bit weird. Anyways, like being the hostess, but my first Tim Burton movie was Edward with the Scissorhands, and I was like a bit afraid of that because it was like I didn't really it was a bit I didn't really like understand what it was about because I was a bit young. And then my actual like first Tim Burton movie, which I remember, and is till this day my favorite one, is um the chocolate one, the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, no, those are good choices. Yeah, Chocolate Factory, very interesting remake of the Willy Wonka um adaptation from Ron Dole. But yeah, that's a good choice.
But also,
And
okay, go ahead.
no. You brought up Enter Scissorhands. Great film, and I kind of agree with you. At first, it's very weird. I mean, first of the hands with scissors is something I'm like, oh. But it's a really great film. If you get past that, like it's such a great romantic, gothic romance film, and it just nails that so perfectly. It's one of those like modern Frankenstein films, which is cool.
I was about to say that I was like, it really reminds me of like Frankenstein. But as I was like, as I was young or younger when I watched it, I didn't really understand the message. But now as an adult, I understand the message, and it's even like sadder and but kind of like bittersweet. But I think my all-time favorite um, Tim Burton movie has to be Corpse Bride.
Oh, yeah, Cosplay is yeah, like Cosplay is a really great stop motion animation. That's where Tim is fully directed because a lot of people like sometimes misdirect or like forget that he didn't direct Nightmare Before Christmas, so that's someone else directing that film. I know he developed the story uh, during his time at Disney, but yeah, Corpse Bride is a really great film. I wish I I mean, great films. I do enjoy Corpse Bride, but it doesn't have that like punch that like Nightmare Before Christmas or some other stop motions that like grab my attention. Like Corpse Bride is really good, but it's like it's very in the vein of Tim Burton. But I like the corpse. I mean, that design is really great. Um, just visually, it's stunning. I, but yeah, it's hard for me to put it at the top of my favorite films. Tim Burton.
I agree. I like I love Corpse Bride, but I also really enjoyed Dark Shadows, which that one was so funny because at first like I was like very afraid of vampires when I was growing up, and then I like had the courage to watch it, and I was like, okay, this movie is amazing, and I love Johnny Depp, and he's so good in this movie, like his British accent and ugh, everything's so
Yeah. Um,
beautiful.
yeah. It was funny with Dark Shadow. Yeah, I agree with you. I like Dark Shadows. I put it in my top 10. I thought that uh, it was funny. Like the production design is really great. Like it really feels like a Hammer horror film a little bit. Um, I love the cast. It's really great. I mean, it's this Michelle Pfeiffer came back to work with Tim Burton. Um, after what 30 plus years after Batman Returns. Um, yeah, that film is really cool. I mean, it was during the Twilight hype, so I was like, oh, okay, but it was so much better than Twilight. I just think it represents vampires better. But I I like the film. I can understand people not liking it because of the inconsistent tone. Like first you're trying to be a comedy, and then you're trying to be this like dark vampire film. Like simultaneously, it's a little horror, so I can understand that. But it's still a great film. I think visually really great.
But I also like thought about it as a parody of the vampire genre, which is like so good. But I think the movie which like really traumatized me was Caroline.
Oh god, Caroline. um, yeah, yeah. Well, it's not Tim Burton thing, but it's actually by the director that did Nightmare Before Christmas, Henry Selick. Great director. He did James and the Giant Peach, another great film. Stop motion, half live action stop motion. Yeah, Caroline's very creepy. Based on Neil Gaiman's story, that's pretty creepy. But it's fantastic.
So you like because we have the Beetlejuice background, I want to talk about Beetlejuice
Yes,
for a bit.
yeah, yeah.
What were your like initial thoughts when you were watching? You can talk about the first one or the second one, whichever you like.
Okay. Um, yeah. Well, first one, like, at first it's very simple with with the maintenance family, and then when we start getting to Beetlejuice coming into the film, it just takes into an entirely different film. Um, I mean, it's a very funny film. I mean, it's definitely Tim Burton, and I thought Michael Keaton is a great character actor. I love him, and I think he really represents Beetlejuice, and like he comes into like a really fully cartoon character, like from like the old days of like Hanna Barbera or or the golden age of like Warner Brothers cartoon Looney Tunes or like stuff like that, and because this but a lot of people forget that Tim Burton is an artist and like comes from like the cartoon background, working with Disney like a couple years before he got fired, let go, you know, and I think Beetlejuice really shows like how honed he is in terms of like the rules of the cartoon, and Beetlejuice you see his like more gothic kind of style coming in. You see the more positive aspect of a goth with Leah Dietz. I mean, production value is amazing with the first film, and I saw the sequel this year. I thought it was a great continuation of the first film. Nothing will beat the first film. I mean, but I appreciate that the sequel did a really good job of keeping itself true to the original, and like it's felt like we're in the same universe after what 36 years, after the first film. I thought the cast was great. Like Tim Burton still knows what he's doing as a director. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed Beetlejuice and the sequel. So like it's one of those like series where you see that's the director and his craftsmanship and like his style, and I think that's the important thing about Beetlejuice. Um, yeah, and then the score, Danny Elfman, we have to bring up. The score in Beetlejuice and throughout Tim Burton's filmography, it's incredible. The soundtrack is great. I mean, this one with Beetlejuice is really great. I love the citrus kind of themes he has with beetlejuice. Yeah, love beetlejuice, love him. I actually got into the cartoon, and the cartoon is really great too. It really captures the singing,ness of the movies.
What do you think about Bob?
Oh my god, Bob is great. Rest in peace, Bob. He should not die. He was a great character. He definitely wants me to wear a suit to honor him. But yeah, Bob, it was great. It was really great. Let's not also forget the sandworms. I thought the sandworms
Mm,
were great. Um, yeah, yeah. Oh god, poor Bob. He had a chance to live.
I love Bob. And like in in this like Tim Burton's Labyrinth as I went to, you actually like got so to see the sketches for Beetlejuice and Bob and the
Ooh,
football team. It was so cool. But the coolest thing for me was like reading everything about Tim Burton stuff that I didn't know. But I think like he is very traumatized, severely traumatized, but he turns his trauma into art, and this art is very relatable for many people, or some more, some less. And I really enjoy his projects. And as for Beetlejuice, I had never watched the original one, obviously because I
mhm.
wasn't born back then, but also like I never really got to see that. But I watched before like going to the labyrinth. I watched both, and I have to say I would agree. Like one, I have a terrified fear of snakes, so I skipped the whole snake worm like sequence. But I really enjoyed Beetlejuice, the first one and the second one. But I have to say I like the first one better.
Mhm.
But both had both Bob, so we're good.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agreed. Yeah, the first one is still going to be a classic. I mean, the sequel just did a little like like the sequel was truly a Beetlejuice film, but had a lot more plot going. Like there was a lot more going for the film. Where Beetlejuice is such a simple film, like A B to C. Where the sequel just was very a lot of things going on. But it was fine. So I have a question, Mr. Ring. We've been talking positively with Tim Burton. What's your like least favorite Tim Burton film? I'm kind of curious about that.
mm, I would say Coraline.
Okay, Caroline. Okay, did he produce that film, Caroline?
He didn't. I think he produced. He is his name is in the credits, but I don't really remember what he if he produced it.
Uh, yeah, let me check because I'm kind of surprised. Well, I mean, he knows Henry Sigley, so like that made a lot of sense. Um, so, yeah, so you're not confusing it to the other stop motion 9 the
No,
okay.
like that one with the button eyes and the voodoo baby.
Okay. I guess he may help to like bring up the project up. Yeah. So least favorite for me is the Planet of the Apes remake he did. That was like my least favorite because I watched a couple of the movies to do my top 10, and that one was really bad. I saw it recently because of the new Planet Ape movies that came out last May, and I had to binge watch. I did a marathon seeing all the Planet Ape films, and when I got to the Tim Burton one remake, I was like, and there's some good in the remake, like Tim Roth as General Day is really cool as a villain. I mean the makeup by Rick Baker is really great in Planet Apes, but the script is so generic. It's like that's you can put the criticism Planet Apes similar to Alice in Wonderland, where like the common complaint with that and Alice in Wonderland is like it's just like we're just moving to one plot to the next, like we're just moving, in the story, and we're like not spending enough time of the characters and all that. Like that's the issue I had with the Planet of the Apes film. Um, yeah, and they had the twist ending there that is from the book, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And it's just, yeah,
I didn't know it was a book. I just knew about the movies.
yeah, yeah. It's based on this like novella, something like it.
Mm.
Yeah, and then turn into this mega franchise starting in 1968.
I I had the question. So, in if you could choose, in which world of Tim Burton would you want to live? Is-
Oh man, that's a good question. Um, yeah. So I guess Gotham City. I definitely want to live because I'm a Batman fan. Um, I think uh, if not that, I'll definitely live in Halloween Town in the Nightmare Before Christmas. I think that's those are the two choices. I'll live in the Tim Burton world because I think those worlds are like fascinating and so engrossed. And thirdly, beetlejuice. Like if I ever pass on in the afterlife, I think that's what I want to live is just work more in afterlife. I think that world is really funny. Yeah. So
for me, I would say Alice in Wonderland, uh, Charlie at the Chocolate Factory, then yeah, and yeah, I would say Beetlejuice as well.
yeah, good choices. Charlie Track Factory is really good. Um, and then yeah, Alice in Wonderland I do like. But yeah, Beetlejuice is definitely the top tier like world building Tim Burton world. I definitely want to be part of.
So speaking of Alice in Wonderland, which one is your favorite out of the two?
Uh, it's been a while seeing the cartoon. I just think the cartoon is better in terms of story and just availability because I like. I mean, look, the first the Timber Alice Wonderland is the first Timber I saw in theaters. I cherish that, but that movie is not perfect, and it's there's a lot of issue with the story and the pacing of the film. Despite really great performances, I mean, I love the White Queen. Um, in Alice One in the Timberlands one, like I actually prefer that over the cartoon. I mean, Helen Boncar, great actress, love her at the White Queen. But yeah, I have to say the cartoon. It's just a little more, you know, better better structured film.
But if like the if you had to choose, like if your life depended on it, like first Alice in Wonderland, the live action, or the second Alice in Wonderland, the live action.
Oh, I actually didn't see the sequel of the Alice Wonderland live action film. I mean, because Tim Burton was not gonna direct it, so it's like I didn't see it. So um, yeah, it's gonna be the first one chosen over the second because Tim Burton directed it. So yeah, yeah,
I would say, yeah, it's also the first one. I love the second one, but the first one is funnier. And the second, I realized, like after watching both, I realized it's so much sadder. The second one.
yeah, because they were going into what the Mad Hatter's background, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing, and then they had like a new villain that was Time or something like that. Interesting ideas, but like the sequel should have been more focused on Alice as a character. So yeah,
That's true, but also like I think the first one is also very good because it's so close to the cartoon that it's like
mm,
yes, like we've all seen these scenes, but like it has a different aura when it's in live action. Like it feels more
yeah,
real, I guess. Like more what's the word I'm looking for? More gripping. I think
gritty,
it's like gripping. Like it's like
gripping.
you. are as if you are in the story. And the cartoon one, yes, it's like cool and it's like beautiful, blah blah. But I really prefer the first one.
Well, and I another thing that's against the sequel for Alice in Wonderland is the style, right, of Tim Burton, because you know Alice in Wonderland like feels like a Tim Burton film, like the style, the darkness, like the gothic influence is in there. But when you look at the sequel is a very more Disney like
Mm-hmm.
product and like look. It doesn't really look like a Tim Burton film, so that's my issue sometimes. Like if you gotta do the sequel to Tim Burton's, like you need to have his style, his music. I don't know there yet. I don't think that is like return to the music there. Um, I get to check, but like, yeah, that's the issue. That's why I like Beetlejuice, because and we haven't talked yet Batman, but like even Batman Returns, like when he directed it, that his sense his style, which is something that Alice Wonderland looking through the looking glass is called,
Mm-hmm.
because it's
Mm-hmm.
based on the sequel of the book. Um, so it feels more of a Disney film, you know, not Tim Burton film.
Yeah, but I love the Batman as well. But some people are like saying it's too dark for Batman.
Um, I mean, '89 is not too dark. I mean, Returns is very dark. I have to say. But yeah, Batman '89 is more like it is Tim Burton, but like it's more studio kind of film. Where Batman Returns is more of a Tim Burton film. I mean, like the Penguin looks more of a Tim Burton character than the Joker in '89 with Jack Nicholson. So yeah, Batman Returns is more of a Tim Burton film, and that's a more dark film than say the first film. Which is fine. I mean, if you're a Tim Burton fan, it's a better film. Batman Returns. I mean, yeah, depends.
If you had to like rank your animated Tim Burton movies, go ahead and rank them.
Okay, right now. Um, so the ones that he like worked on produced well known. I think I'll put the bottom nine. He produced that film. I briefly saw it. It's okay, and then um, this is tough. He produced James and the Giant Peach with Henry Selick, so I'll put that as a third, and then third I'll put Corpse Bride. I think great film, great romance, gothic romance film. But it doesn't hit. No, what actually I'll switch it. I will switch it. I'll make it my fourth because like I like it, but it just doesn't have that punch that I think the others produced Tim Burton animation films he did. So I put third James and the Giant Peach because I love that film. It's really great adaptation to Ronald Dell, who did the Chocolate Factory. And then yeah, second I'll definitely put Frankenweenie. I actually like that film. That's my second favorite Tim Burton film.
I
Uh,
was waiting for that one.
yeah, it's in my second favorite. If you checking my Instagram posts or my top 10 reviews, like it's number two. It's one of the best stop motion he directed. Like it's from his short film that he did in Disney, and I really like that he remake that film. I just love it. It just it harkens back to Universal Monsters vibe. Doing the Frankenstein story, but with a dog is great. Um, yeah, it's so cute, and I had a dog before. I totally connect the story emotionally, so uh, I think it's one of the most captivating Tim Burton stories. But number one is obviously Night Before Christmas. I get he's not directing it, but he created the story of Night Before Christmas. I love it. I mean, it's a great holiday, Halloween/Christmas movie to watch, and back to back. I love Jack the Skeleton. He's a fantastic character. I love his tuxedo. It's really great. Um, Sally's great. She's a great character. Oogie Boogie is like terrifying villain. Yeah, just, music is great. I mean, the songs like "What Is This?" It's a love that song. This is Halloween is a
It's a
fantastic intro.
classic, yeah.
Yeah, classic. It's like every time um my mom does an Instagram post, that's the song I always pick first. To get the mood of Halloween like right away. Because it's just fantastic by that way. That it just sets up the mood, the start of the film, so great. But yeah, that's my number one favorite Tim Burton animation film.
I would say mine is obviously Corpse Bride
Mm.
on first, then yeah, Halloween on second, third I would put Frankie Weenie, and fourth is um, Caroline.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, it's our list, so people needs to get used to that. Yeah. We're yeah. I mean, this is our bias. This is our list of Tim Burton films we like. So that's the thing. Hey, I don't know. I pulled up my like original list of Tim Burton films, my top 10. So like how this goes, or well, let me let me do the new one because I after Beetlejuice, I have this like number 10 is Batman, number 9 is Dark Shadows. I do 7, Sleepy Hollow. Um,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah, I don't know if you've seen that film. This year I saw it first time. Great film, great Tim Burton film. Great gothic visuals, the performances of Johnny Depp and Kristen Ricci is great. The music by that is great there. 8, I had Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Great one. Then number 5, I have, number 6, that's where I put Beetlejuice. So that was in the new list. Again, the sequel's great. It doesn't outdo the first one, but it's still a fun film. Number 5 is Ed Wood. You seen Ed Wood? Um, Great film.
With the
I
Scissorhands?
No, Edward. No, it's not Edward Scissorhands. No worry, Edward Scissorhands in this list.
Oh,
Edward.
okay.
Edward
Oh,
is a biofilm about this director named Ed Wood who directed the worst films. He's the one that did the movie called Planet Nine from Outer Space. So, um, yeah, you're not familiar. I'll probably have to send you links. It's a funny film. It's really great. I think it's a very temperate film. I think you like it. And then 4, I have Edward Scissorhands. Right? It's a number 4. A great romance film. I love it. I love Renata Ryer. She's great. Um, I think the romance really works. The visuals are so amazing. Like the design of Edward Scissorhands is really cool. I mean, like as you said before, it's very scary to see Edward, but like he's a harmless guy. He just has scissors as hands. So I really like that film. Number 3 is Beetlejuice. I love that film. It's a classic film. I love it. It's one of the best comedy films I love in the 80s. Love Michael Keaton. It's a fantastic film. Visuals amazing. Music, just top notch Tim Burton film. And then number 2, I got Frankenweenie. And then number 1 is Big Fish. That's my personal favorite Tim Burton film. Big Fish. Um, it, it seems like you haven't seen that film.
no.
Or,
Let me try.
uh, that one is the one with Ewan McGregor. He it's like a father son story, and
No, I haven't seen it, but
okay,
uh,
yeah,
okay.
I recommend watching that one. It's a really great film.
Oh, it's on Prime Video. Okay. I
Yeah,
know what we'll be doing after this.
yes, you need to see Big Fish. It's a great film. But yeah, that's my like official top 10 Tim Burton films. I don't know. You have a list, but I mean that's how my rankings for Tim Burton films. So,
I would say, as of for me, it's like I would say like 10. Obviously, Caroline.
okay.
9 would be the giant peach because it was a bit disturbing. um, Eight would be
Tough one.
I want to say Batman, but yeah, it's Batman because I haven't really seen it in so long. So I would put it
Mm.
at 8. Seventh, I would say, oh god, Alice in Wonderland 2. Sixth, I would put Dark Shadows. Fifth, I would put Alice in Wonderland 1.
Cool.
Fourth, Nightmare Before Christmas. Third would be Beetlejuice. No, yes, Beetlejuice. Second would be Beetlejuice 2.
Really?
And
Okay.
and first, obviously, Corpse Bride. Oh, no, wait, Chocolate Factory.
So they're
Okay,
so
I can narrow it down to 10 straight away.
I know it's tough to rank these films.
Because like I forgot about like Alice in Wonderland 1, Chocolate Factory, um, Edward. So it's difficult.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of glad I rewatched.
Really?
Yeah, I think it is. I watch. Yeah, this year I rewatched Beetlejuice before the sequel. And I saw it twice this year, so that's good. Um, it still holds up. Batman, I did watch that and Returns this year. Yeah, Batman and I saw it twice this year. Uh, then I traded Night Before Christmas. Like I've seen so many times, so like it's like I know that, but like he didn't direct that. So again, I was like I'm not gonna put Nightmare for that. But Frank Winnie, I saw it the second time this year. It was great. Edward, I saw rewatch again. That was really great. And then new ones I didn't see, like Ed Wood, I brought up, Sleepy Hollow, and Sweeney Todd are the ones that I haven't seen yet, and they were all great. I saw it in August before I did my top 10 beginning of September. Uh, and then I guess,
Do you know what his first animated one was?
oh man, the well, his first one was Black Cauldron. No, Fox and the Hound. He was working on first.
No, like
Oh,
his like first sketch thing
oh,
in
his first
form.
sketch. Oh, I don't. I'm trying to remember the first sketch. Was it? Um, yeah, was it like a snake or something like that? Yeah, I'm not too familiar with his sketches. I mean, he's a great artist. I love his sketches. I seen a bit of the exhibit that you went to, Facebook. Uh, yeah, was it Jack Skeleton? That's his first line. No. Tell me.
It's Wins. It's Wins. It's
Wednesday
called Wins.
was okay.
Wins. Like
Wins.
yeah. It's like Wins was inspired by his friend Wins something something.
Okay.
So he created like this professor who would torture humans, like not humans, torture
Oh,
animals.
Vincent.
Yes, this
Oh,
one,
okay. Yeah, yeah.
Vincent. Um, so that was like really cool when when I went to there was like life size Vince statue and a dog being tortured. That was very painful to watch, but yeah, I really like enjoy Tim Burton. Like it's so like after like going to this exhibit, I now understand why he turned out the way he turned out, and I
Yeah.
like I also like enjoy Wednesday or enjoyed Wednesday, and it makes so much sense why he turns to his art to work on his traumas, but to also like it's so beautiful to see actually like turning his traumas into art and then inspiring others and helping others because he was a very troubled human being.
Yeah, no, I agree. Very. I mean, everyone has their demons and stuff like that, so it makes sense to express that in art.
But like I think the really cool part about Nightmare Before Christmas is like every single character represents either a fear or a trauma or something else. So and also it's safe to say he loves animals more than humans.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Franklin Wayne is a good example that he likes dogs. Um, yeah, yeah, and I mean, yeah, he likes animals. Have you seen Dumbo, the new remake?
Yeah, the live action one, yes.
Yeah, that he did a couple years ago. I mean,
That was actually good. But I
yeah,
prefer the animated one.
yeah, of course, like, animated one is still the best. Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you. Yeah, Tim is a really great artist who really expresses his feelings in the films. Those are the best ones. Like I said before, Edward Scissorhands and express that. Frankie Winnie does that. Big Fish, if you ever to see that, it's very much like Tim. Um, I personally, when we brought up Wednesday, um, you know, he's a perfect choice to do the Adams Family because he was supposed to direct the uh, the '90s films, but of course he was working on Batman and the sequel that time, and then obviously he was supposed to make the stop motion and his family, which was kind of cool, but then it, it didn't get off the ground. So I was very happy to hear he was going to do Wednesday. I think that was a good project. I'm very excited for season two. Obviously, he
Oh
worked with
yeah,
Ben
me
Affleck.
too.
Yeah, yeah. So it's and of course you see Jared Ortega coming back to
Mhm.
do Beetlejuice sequel.
So what did you think about her um addition to Beetlejuice?
Um, uh, it was different from Wednesday, which is good. I thought the mother daughter relation was really great. I think that was the heart of the film. Um, yeah, I think her inclusion was really great because she fit in well with the cast, which is good. Um, yeah, I think I mean, the role is very typical, but like I think Janet Ortega did a really good job of making it good. And yeah, I like her since Scream, so I think she was really good in Beetlejuice sequel, and she felt like the daughter for Lydia Dietz, so that was very important. I think
I think like she was kind of like acting like Wednesday a bit because when she was picked up from the school, I had major like Wednesday vibes.
yeah, yeah. Someone her demeanor is similar to Wednesday, um, but it's somewhat different. She's not as cold as Wednesday. That's the thing. Like there's a difference because like Wednesday can be a cold person and very detached, where I think with Astra, that's the character, the daughter's name. Astra was a bit more open and more person, but like she was like very much like kind of Leah when she was young. Uh, very outcast in society. So, yeah, but that's the same thing with Wednesday. She's outcast too, but like she's more a cold person, and despite she has some feelings sometimes, some versions.
So did you had the feeling as like I had this feeling when watching the Beetlejuice? It felt a bit like longer. The first one, I mean, the like comparing the first one to the second one, I felt a bit like longer the first one in comparison to the second one. So did you have the same feeling?
Um, I mean, the hours, yeah. I mean, Beetlejuice was a bit longer, but it's still short compared to like blockbuster films of today. Um, but yeah, I did felt that. I mean, I knew the hour was like at least 1 hour longer than the first film. But I think I don't mind that. I mean, I don't need these films to be 2 hours long. So
But also, what I noticed is like we spent so much more time in the world of Beetlejuice um in the first one than in comparison to the second one.
Well, like in the afterlife,
Yeah,
or yeah, well, I mean, I well, not really, because we only spent one area with the afterlife. I think the sequel did more with the afterlife. I have to say, like
that's
we
the other way around. I just
yeah,
realized.
yeah, like I think I know what you're saying. I think the sequel we spent more time in
Hmm.
the real world, for the first half, because the thing about the first film is like we're in this one location. That's the thing, because we're the sequel, we're in multiple locations. Like first up, the opening, we're in New York, first, where our characters at, and then we move back to the town they were at. We're in the house again, but we're not in the house as much, and we're not in the attic. That was famously for the first film. Um, yeah, and we don't spend time in the like has a the model town. You know, like that was crucial in the first film, and we only used it once when they did the the therapy thing with Beetlejuice. I think
It was funny.
yeah, it was very funny, and the Beetlejuice baby is so funny. I love that so much.
Like,
Uh,
I love that. Sorry, but I love that he breaks the fourth wall.
yes, he does.
But
My favorite break of fourth film. Sorry, um,
go ahead.
in the
I
Beetlejuice
forgot
film.
it.
Yeah, it's the wedding for the first film
Hmm.
when he was asked like to marry Leah, and then he's like, "Do you pose her?" And like he comes out and then he asks like, "Okay, I." It's a tough question. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it once. To get like get married, and then like comes back and say, "Yes, I'll marry this one." It's
So,
so funny.
what did you like think of the characters? Like, there are some new characters in this series besides Jenna.
Yeah. Let's see. William Defoe's character, the Jackson cop, was really great. That was my favorite character.
Me, yes, same here.
Yeah, I just love. I mean, first I love his half brain being exposed. That was really cool. I like he was so funny. I love that his secretary always gives him coffee every time. That was funny. I just like he's an actor that's turned into a cop in the afterlife. That was funny. Um, yeah, he was the best part. I wish that we had more of him in the film. I just thought his story was really funny. Bob, we brought up Bob before. He was great in the film. He was a great employee for Beetlejuice. He did his job very well. Um, and I think that's really it. Because the other new characters, I wish we spent more time with Beetlejuice's wife. Um,
Mhm. I was about to say that.
yeah, and then the boyfriend, the Astro hand that was like the sailor killer. I think we could have spent more time with that. Like, because those were two different movies. Like, you got the wife of Beetlejuice trying to kill him, and then you got this other plot of like the daughter being tricked by a ghost to like go, to transfer the soul to transfer a soul for this undead person to go back to the living. That was an interesting concept. Which yeah, and then the boyfriend, the mom hand was very funny. I thought he was a good addition. I thought he was very funny. And I think that's it in terms of new characters. I think the new characters work well. But like my personal favorite is it's the full character Jackson, the detective.
I agree. So, if there was a third installment, what do you think like they should do or could do or will do?
Oh,
So, what would be your ideal like story for Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Sorry, that's how the third title is going to be. The third film. Oh man, that's a really cool idea. I never really thought about that. I guess like maybe either Astrid or Leah will have the Beetlejuice baby because we foreshadowed that in that film, and that'd be a way for Beetlejuice to get back to the real life world. Maybe I don't know, but I definitely want to see that Beetlejuice baby again. That was funny. Um, or I guess for me, maybe Beetlejuice, I say the Detective Jackson. recruits Beetlejuice to help him with a case that involves the deeds in the real world. With a ghost maybe hunting. You know, something like that, or like Beetlejuice, like I say, gets framed. Like maybe Beetlejuice gets framed, and like that's where the deeds come in and like help to like solve the mystery of who framed Beetlejuice for this crime that he didn't commit. That could go on there. There's a lot of fun ways you could do with this third one. I think it makes sense that the next film would be more like a child kind of idea of like Beetlejuice kid or something like that. Makes a lot of sense. Like how we tease towards the end of the film. But what about you? What was your ideas of the third film?
I would say like your idea was really cool, but I would say like like Beetlejuice taking the baby like from like by hand and be like, okay, like this is how this works, and then we see a background story of like how Beetlejuice and Monica Bellucci's character met, and
Mm,
a bit of that, but also like in terms of like Jenna and the rest, I would say like them like finally either them like having a problem where they have to like willingly not willingly call Beetlejuice and then be like, yeah, like can you like haunt this person, or like, can you like help me out, but then Beetlejuice has to like call the actor slash cop, and similar to your idea,
yeah,
but with the twist of like either like one of them have to like stay in the afterlife and one of them can like go and become a human being. That would be cool. And seeing that,
yeah.
I also love the choreography of the musical scenes.
Oh yeah, those are the great in the two Beetlejuice films. I thought they never lost that touch. That those are really great. Yeah, I thought the McCarthy part scene in the sequel was great. Yeah, they did a really good job of doing the music choices. I like how they did the day oh boat song and make that a choir the choir for the funeral for the father. That was really cool. You know, another idea for the third film could be exorcism, like Beetlejuice possess like
Mm.
one of the one of the Deeds family, and like Leah or the daughter will probably bring like a priest to do like an exorcism on Beetlejuice because he's possessing this like one of their family members or friend. That I think that's something that'd be kind of cool to see. Yeah, there's a lot of horror tropes that the Beetlejuice could do. That'd be fun to see.
Maybe more like body horror,
Oh, yeah, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Like the Fly, or
like Beatles coming out of the baby's mouth or Beetlejuice mouth or whoever he like possesses. like like Asterix and Obelix Olympia movie. Like remember, like when Asterix did this, they were in the Colosseum, and I think it was spiders. I don't remember, but the spiders were like crawling on Asterix, Obelix, and he like had
eats them like
those. No, he
trash.
didn't eat them. They like came out his mouth. I was like,
Mm,
that's interesting.
right, right. Yeah,
Maybe
that's
that.
yeah. Yeah. It's tough word because I mean, what they appreciate about these films, they did a good job of being self-contained and like there's maybe a possibility to do a sequel, but if this is gonna be the last one to see Beetlejuice, then I think I'm fine with the sequel. 'Cause, yeah, but there's a lot of room they can do for the third film. But yeah, I'm very curious when we'll get that announcement. It did very well at the box office, so I was very happy to see that. So,
I agree. So I'm out of my questions. I want to thank you for doing this, and I
yeah.
know
Yep.
you have to go. So the red carpet is rolled out for you.
Yeah. Oh, Beetlejuice, or you mean like
Not like
plug?
your promote your
Oh,
stuff.
plugs. That's what I was saying. Yeah, plugs. Yeah. So yesterday, me and my the MC Billy Edge just wrapped up the Penguin. Yesterday, so we just wrapped up that 8 week run on the Penguin. It was really great show. Highly recommend to watch that. We're not gonna do Wednesday shows anymore. Well, really for this year, we'll probably come back on 2025. What Jeff told me. But Friday are coming back to do Dark Knight Rises. That's the third Christopher Nolan film on the Dark Knight trilogy. I'm on rate that film, so I'm mind rate the film. I'm gonna answer questions to you guys, the panelists. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, that's where I am. In terms of content for me for my channel, Andreas Pop Culture Channel Presents. There's gonna be still Bond week, so I'm gonna do No Time to Die. That's the fifth film for Daniel Craig. That's like his last time to portray the character. Because it's been 3 years, I thought it'd be a good time to do that. I'm gonna also post my two-parter 20 favorite episodes of The Flash TV show from 2014 because this year is the 10th anniversary of that reverse show. Yeah, so expect that to come this week. That's when I have the content. Thank you, Serene, for inviting me. It was fun to talk about Tim Burton. I just was excited to talk to you again after a couple, collaboration with the MC Bleed Edge. I was very excited to be having this invite.
Same goes out to you as well. So I was very happy and I was very excited because it's the first time me using StreamYard as a host, and I was like, okay, like how will I'm not really familiar with the features yet, but I think that will change.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
thank you so much
yeah.
for doing this, and you guys can find the pod on and this episode and many other episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube. And I wish you all a great day, night, you as well, and a great rest of your day. And I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Bye.
Bye.